Hey guys, welcome to Lunchtime Flow. I'm Alicia and I will be guiding you through your quick 30-minute practice today. So go ahead and grab your mat if you haven't already, and we're going to get right into it. So let's actually just start. You can come into a comfortable seated position on your mat. And just to start off with, let's take a moment and connect with our breath. So closing the eyes, keeping the spine nice and extended. And then from here, just inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We don't need to alter the breathing at all right now. We're just bringing our awareness to it. As you inhale, send that breath in through the nose and down into the belly, feeling the belly expand. And then as you exhale, you'll contract the stomach and feel the breath move back up through the chest and out the nose. A couple more of those breaths here. Try to really focus on sending that breath all the way down. So we breathe into our chest a lot. You might even notice your shoulders want to come up, so keep those relaxed. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Let's work our way into cat-cow. Coming into tabletop position first. We're going to bring the wrists directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips, fingers spread nice and wide. Gaze is down at the mat between the hands. Keep the core engaged here and press the tops of the ankles into the mat with a flat spine. As you inhale, we're going to lift the hips, drop the belly, looking straight ahead or maybe slightly up. And then as you exhale, curl the pelvis under, lift the ribs, release the head, coming into cat. Moving through cat and cow with your own breath. So maybe we're not exactly in sync right now, and that's okay. Let's do one more coming in to cow in. Exhaling into cat. All right, tuck the toes. Let's bring the hips up. Coming up into downward facing dog. So from here, go ahead and pedal the feet out a little bit. It's probably your first downward facing dog of the day. I'm going to throw my hair up for you. And while you're here, make sure the fingers are spread wide, moving the shoulder blades down the back, away from the ears. We're going to reach the hips up towards the ceiling and then reach the heels down towards the mat. Release any tension in the neck. Keep your ears in line with your elbows. So you don't want to be looking up or holding our head. Just let it hang. Keep the belly engaged here. We're just going to stay here for one more breath. All right, let's look between the hands and walk the feet forward, coming into our forward fold. So you can bring the feet together or you can keep them hip distance, whichever feels better for you. And then just release the hands down to your mat. Let gravity do all the work for you. Coming into this forward fold, relaxing into the forward fold. One more breath here. All right, let's slowly roll up to standing. All right, very good. We'll go ahead and warm the body up with some sun salutations. So I like to do the Chaturanga sun salutation A. It's just one of my favorite ways to warm up. So if you're familiar with that, we'll go ahead and you can go with your own breath. Otherwise, you can go ahead and follow along with me. So coming into mountain pose, Tadasana. Right here, engage the core, reach the tailbone down towards the mat, lift through the chest and the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, but keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. Body's fully engaged just right here, so you're grounding your energy down into your mat while pulling up the quadricep muscles and trying to find a slight external rotation with them even. And then from here, we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, step the feet back into your plank. Shift forward onto the toes and then lower for Chaturanga. Keep those elbows in nice and tight to the body. And then inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. So finding stillness in the posture. Take a moment here to take inventory. Check out the hands. Are you spreading your fingers? Because that's going to help us with our wrists and our elbows, giving them a nice solid base to work with. So move those shoulder blades down the back and away from the ears. And really kind of focus on making this pyramid shape with your body. So you don't want to be too far this way because that's more of a plank. And you don't want to be too far this way because that's more of a forward fold. So you want to find this really nice place right in the middle. All right, one more breath. On your next inhale, look between the hands. Step, jump, or float the feet forward into your half lift. And then exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, release. All right, let's do that one more time. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the feet back. Shift it forward, lower for Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And so another couple things to note here in your downward dog while we're here, we have some time. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Feet are hip distance apart. And we're working the entire body here. So keep that core engaged because we're strengthening the wrists and the arms and the shoulders. We're lengthening in the spine. We're trying to get some extension in our spine. And we're also stretching into the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calves, the ankles. So downward dog is a full body posture, as most of them are. But this one, we get a lot of benefits. All right, on the next inhale, let's look between the hands. Step, walk, or float the feet forward into your half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. All right. Let's inhale, sweeping the arms up. Sit the hips back into chair pose. Take a second here to look down and make sure your knees aren't coming out over your toes. And if you're overarching the lower back, gently tuck that a little bit. And then we're going to bring our hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, twisting it over towards the right. And then bring the arms back up. And then back down, twisting over to the left. Bring them back up. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it back. Take your flow, lowering for Chaturanga. Inhaling for upward dog. Exhaling for downward dog. And we're just going to stay here for one breath this time. Inhale, right foot comes forward, left heel goes down. At a 45-degree angle, we're going to bring the arms up and melt down into our warrior one. So keep the shoulders down away from the ears here. We're stacking our joints. So your knee should be over the ankle, shoulders should be over the hips, back leg is fully engaged. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, open it up to the side for warrior two. If you need to heel toe that back foot out to widen your stance, again, make sure the knee is over the ankle, shoulders are over the hips, so we're not reaching. We're staying right here and coming down. Make sure that front knee doesn't want to fall in and collapse. This is facing the back, but we'll get to the other side in a second. Let's take an inhale here. And then exhale, bring those hands down over the foot, step it back, and take your flow. All right, let's take a breath here. Inhale, left foot comes forward. Right heel drops down. Arms come up. Warrior one, left side. Energetically think about maybe pressing that left hip back and bringing that right hip forward to make sure that the hips are nice and squared here. And then inhale, find some length. Exhale, open it up to the side for warrior two here. This is a better view. All right, so while we're here, make sure that knee doesn't want to collapse forward. Keep it nice and open, and then when you do that, if you notice this back hip wanting to come forward, energetically try to press that back too. So we're right here. Gaze comes out over the hand. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down over the left foot. Step it back. Take your flow. Taking a second here. Breathing, reconnect with the breath if it's gotten away from you in any way. On our next inhale, let's step that right foot forward again and drop the left knee down to the mat this time. Keeping the knee stacked over the ankle, and then you can lift the chest coming into our little lunge. Now, if this feels really good for you and you want to make it a little bit more intense, you can take that right hand and sweep it back, grabbing for the left foot. That will intensify the stretch through the front left hip though. So if you're feeling a nice stretch there already, you can just stay right here. And then we're going to tuck those back toes, bring that back leg up off the mat, keeping the heel lifted. Bring the arms up for Crescent Lunge. Keeping the back leg engaged. Let's take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, release the left hand down to the inside of the right foot and bring the right arm up. One more inhale. And then exhale, release that hand down. Step that foot back and take your flow. Pausing here. Inhale, left foot forward. Right knee drops down, lifting the chest, coming up into our little lunge. Breathing, nice deep belly breath still. We're still doing our belly breathing. Again, if you want to reach the left hand back this time, grabbing for that right foot, if that's available for you, you're welcome to take that, or you can stay right here. So always being respectful to our bodies, leaving our ego off the mat. Tuck those back toes, lift that back leg up, and then arms come high for Crescent Lunge. Keeping the shoulders down and away from the ears, back leg is engaged. Release that right hand to the inside of the left leg, left arm comes high. Breathing. Take an inhale here. Exhale, release that hand down. Step the foot back and take your flow. Inhaling for upward dog. Exhaling for downward dog. All right. Take one more breath here. And then let's go ahead and release the knees down to the mat. Bring them wide, bring the toes together. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Coming into our extended child's pose. Bringing the forehead down to the mat, extending the arms out in front of you. And as you're here in your child's pose, as you inhale, send that breath into your lower back. So our ribs are slightly compressed by our thigh, lower here. So it gives us this kind of rare opportunity to breathe into our back. So as you inhale, send that breath back here. And then as you exhale, feel like you move out through the front of your chest. And just a couple more breaths. All right, on your next inhale, lifting the chest back up. Let's go ahead and tuck those toes, coming back into our downward facing dog. All right. We're going to inhale that right leg up. Go for height here. Try to get it up as high as you can. And then when you're ready, bend the knee, stack the hips. Breathing. And then inhale, bring that leg back up, straighten it. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, bringing it back up. Exhale, bringing it over to the right elbow. Inhaling it back up. Exhale, bringing it across the body towards the left elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, release. All right. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale. Left leg comes high. Finding a nice stretch here. And then when you're ready, bending that knee, stacking the hips. Inhale, straighten into the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, over to the left elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over to the right. And then go ahead and step it back and stay in your plank here for a second. So we're going to be in plank position. And we're going to bring that left hand underneath the nose. Turn it over to the side for a side plank. One more breath here. A little wobbly today. And then release that hand down. Switching. Bring the right hand underneath the nose. And we're going to turn it over, bringing that left arm up. And then bringing it back over. Let's go ahead and take a flow. All right. Once again, let's drop the knees, come back into our child's pose. On your next inhale, lifting the chest, rocking the hands back up. We're going to just work our way onto our seats. So coming over into a seated position, let's bring the soles of the feet together. You can pull them in close if you want, or you can leave them out. I like to have mine about maybe a foot away. And then with your hands, go ahead and bring your hands to your feet, placing your thumbs in your arches. Just give yourself a little massage. Awesome. All right, inhale. Find a little bit of length here, and then as you exhale, we're going to round it down. So just coming down over, letting the head hang. Finding what feels good for you today. If you have any kind of props or blocks, sometimes it's nice to rest your head. If you don't, that's okay too. Stay right here with your breath. A couple more breaths. And then we're going to slowly roll it back up. Awesome. All right, let's bring the legs straight out in front. Flex the feet here. Stay nice and lifted. Just take a moment here in staff pose. Just kind of hang out, engage the core, keep the shoulders down, extend the spine, feet are flexed, legs are engaged. Sometimes it's the easiest poses like staff pose or mountain pose. They're actually maybe doing the most work. Sometimes just sitting, keeping the body engaged, and being still is more difficult than our dynamic movements that we do. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips coming down over the legs. Reach the chin to the feet. And then wherever you come to with keeping a straight spine, then you can go ahead and release the head if you want. But don't release the head and have it compromise your back. So we're not rounding. We're staying straight. We're reaching with our chest and our chin. And then with your breath, find some relaxation here. So our breath and our mind, they communicate. It's two-way communication. So as you breathe, you send the signal to your brain that it's okay, right? And then your brain sends a signal to your muscles that it's okay. And then everything relaxes, and then you're able to go into these stretches a lot deeper. That's why when we do yin, we hold our stretches for so long. It's one of the reasons, right? We're allowing ourselves to fully relax. All right, let's go ahead and come back up. We're going to bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Bring your left leg out to your 10 o'clock. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, we're going to twist over towards that left leg and then hinge forward, coming down. Again, remembering to breathe. It's a practice, learning to relax into these poses. It takes practice. So this pose for me actually is one of my top 3 favorites probably. I have a slight hip injury, and so this stretches right in this area that gets super tight for me. Go ahead and come on out of it, but it takes a practice, right? So we have to get used to it a little bit. Maybe in the beginning, you're not used to a level of discomfort like that, but as you continue, it doesn't feel like discomfort. It actually feels really, really relieving. Let's bring that right foot across the left thigh. Sorry. You can keep the left leg extended here if you want, or if you want to bend it in, that's another option, whichever feels better for you. We're going to release the right hand down to the mat right next to your sit bone. And then inhale the left arm up as you exhale, twisting it over to the right. Release the elbow to the knee. Bring your gaze out over the right shoulder. And then as you inhale here, try to find some length in the spine. And then as you exhale, maybe twist into it just a little bit more. But keep the spine extended. So we don't want to be doing that. That's no good. No bueno. One more breath. And then release. All right, let's switch sides. Bring that right leg out to your 2 o'clock. The left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, coming down right over top of that right leg. Don't forget about your breath here. You should hear yourself breathing this whole time. Be like the soundtrack to your practice. One more breath. And then we're going to inhale, bring it back up. All right, now this left foot's going to come across the right thigh again. You can leave the right leg extended if you want. If you want to bend it in, that's all right too. It'll kind of depend maybe a little bit on your flexibility level. So release the left hand down to the mat. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Again, keeping that spine nice and straight here. There's all kinds of options if it's in your practice to take any kind of bind or wrap if it's available to you. That's great. If you're just starting off, take it slow, right? So just coming into your normal twist. You can work your way up to some of the harder, more advanced options later. Inhale. Exhale, let's release. All right, bringing both of the feet to the mat. Knees face the ceiling. Let's grab the backs of the thighs and slowly rolling down onto the back. Bring those knees in for a second. Give them a nice good squeeze. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. Maybe even a rock front to back. I like to make circles with my knees. And when I do that, I get this really great massage on my lower back. So whatever feels good for you. And then hug them in one more time. We're going to take the right arm all the way across both of the shins and then just gently pull over to the side. Bring the left arm out beside you. You can turn your gaze over to the left. Nice deep breaths. Gentle spinal twist. On your next inhale, we're going to gently bring those knees back into center. Give them another good squeeze. Find some movement that feels good for you. And then taking that left arm across the legs, bring the legs over to the left. Right arm comes out, gaze goes out over the right arm. Keeping both of our shoulders down on the mat. So making sure that we're not lifting up too high to where our shoulder wants to come off. So staying right here. And then find some relaxation. Use the breath. And then let's go ahead and inhale, bringing the legs back up to center. All right, let's bring the left foot down to the mat. Right foot comes across the left thigh. We're going to reach behind the left thigh and gently pull it into center. Getting a nice good stretch into the right hip. You want to also stretch into the back of the hamstring. Straighten this leg. That's another option. Let's keep mine bent though. It's all about making your practice your own. It's going to be different from the person next to you. It's also going to be different maybe than what you did the day before or what you'll do tomorrow. And that's okay. So release any judgment that you have faced around your practice and just allow yourself to be present on your mat. Let's release, bringing that right foot down to the mat this time. The left foot comes across. Again, interlace the fingers, gently pulling in towards the chest. Let's take another breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Alright, release the stretch. Bring the knees back in. If you want to bring the knees wide, grabbing your toes with your peace sign fingers or grabbing the outsides of the ankles, the feet, coming into happy baby, finding a gentle rock there maybe. That feels good. Or just coming into a place of stillness. Alright, and then just allowing the feet to come out to each edge of the mat. Letting the feet fall out to the side, bringing the arms out the sides. Your palms can be face up or face down. As you come into your final relaxation pose, Shavasana. So you're welcome to stay in your Shavasana however long you want, however long you have, and it's probably lunchtime. So I'm going to say my goodbyes, but you feel free to stay. It has been my honor to guide you through your practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.